Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Dominic Bramante, the new Nebraska Siege head football coach, and a, a coach that's been around Albuquerque for a few years and won some IFL championships and the
CIF.
CFI
Yeah, yeah,
CF
yeah.
championships and the Gladiators. And I tell you, thanks for coming on, man.
Steve, it's always been a blast coming to do the Steve Davis show. There's a lot of great Albuquerqueans that have sat in this seat that you've interviewed, and so I'm not considering myself a great Albuquerquean. I just hope this interview I can do this seat justice.
Well, hey, you can do it more than that, and I hope your back doesn't hurt by the end of the show. So, but hey, well, it's exciting to hear that news, and kind of, you've been kind of dormant a little bit for the last 4 or 5 years, and talk about this. This is exciting. It's rejuvenated you.
It really has because this came about so suddenly, and I would not be coming back to coaching if it wasn't for two words. Another former Albuquerquean, Matt Kayward. Matt Kayward is the general manager of the Nebraska Siege, and if he would be the only person that could bring me back to coaching indoor football. Because I totally trust Matt. He knows what he's doing, and totally loyal, him and I, to each other, to our culture, to what we do. We're collaborators. We've done this in different cities in bringing an indoor team from nothing, which is what we had. People don't realize what we did here in Albuquerque with the Duke City Gladiators. We started with nothing.
No
And
economics, and I was right there involved in the whole thing, and a lot of tough times. I mean, and to do what you did to make it one of the best teams in the league and
in
the
the
best
country,
team, yeah, in
in
the
the
country.
country, we couldn't have done it without you, Steve, and ProView, and Sebastian, and Coach Back used to do the color games, if you remember. Brandon was just phenomenal at doing the color at our football games. And we couldn't have done it without you. We wouldn't have reached the success that we had without Steve Davis and the ProView team. That's how important. You really never got enough credit for being a part of the success of what we had. But we took a team that we had nothing, not a helmet, not a football, not a field, and we just piecemealed it to the point where you gave us a platform that gave us exposure to the community and also exposure to indoor football fans across the country because of the simulcasting of the games on YouTube TV and some of the other platforms that were broadcast over the years, and we couldn't have done it without you. So let me say in front of everybody, thank you for allowing us, because you were a big part of the success of us being back-to-back championships back in 2018 and 2019. So our goal now is we're going to try to do it without you. You know what I'm saying? Up in Nebraska. I wish you guys were up in Nebraska with us.
Well, hey, times have changed, but I'm just saying you're in a new situation. I mean, you're starting with economics this time
It's
instead of
crazy. Yeah,
not dealing.
exactly.
And Kayward's having an unbelievable ability to raise money where it was like you were like every time you turn around the doors were closed and you would not get what you really needed to be successful.
I'd be locked out of my hotel room because bills weren't paid or things of that nature. Yeah, we're in Grand Island, Nebraska, and Grand Island had a rich history, or has a rich history, in indoor football. That was home to the Nebraska Danger for a decade, and so they've been without indoor football for approximately 5 years. And so the community is so excited about the return of indoor football, but they're going to find out that myself and Matt do it a different way. And we're excited about the opportunity. I'm excited about to see if I can compete. If I can build that championship culture again, because that's what we're doing. We're building our culture. That was another great thing that Duke City Gladiators did, to give me a platform to build the culture. And our culture's taken from the hardball culture. So we would do the things that they did, at Baltimore Ravens, that they do with the Los Angeles Chargers, that they do in the Seattle Seahawks, that they did in Ann Arbor when Jim was in Ann Arbor. There's a saying when it comes to success, those who follow. And so we're very excited about our opportunity.
Well, you don't remember this, but one of the first times you were on my show, that's what we talked about was the culture. And you actually spelled out what you were going to do the next 4 years. You already had a plan. This is what we're going to do.
Right.
And I even asked the question, and a lot of coaches are not very candid about it because they think they can go win. And you were spot on. You said in 3 years you're going to win a championship, and this is how I want to do it. And this is what. And each year we had that same show before you started the season, and that's why I became a fan. Of it because you talked the talk, but you also had a vision and really believed this is how it's going to get done. And even as bad as the economics and everything looked, you had a dream that this is going to happen, and you made it happen.
Truth be told, we made a commitment in 2015, the first year of the Gladiators, and the incentive that I said we're not going to take a team picture until we win a championship. And when we do take the team picture, and I pointed to the top of that beautiful mountain, it's going to be from up there, simulating climbing the mountain, getting to the mountaintop. 15, no team picture, right? 16, right? If you remember, we were the #1 ranked team in the league come the midseason point. We had the great Brian Randall as our quarterback. We were playing the #2 ranked team, the Texas Revolution. Brian breaks his arm, compound fracture.
I was there.
Remember?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we sink because we lost our franchise quarterback. 17, right? We're hot. We're the hottest team in the league. We go to the tournament, and our quarterback, the great Donovan Portery, breaks his thumb the first series, his throwing thumb, the first series of the game. I was such a genius back then, I didn't dress a backup for that game. And so we sunk in there. And so then 18, so 15, no picture, 16, no team picture, 17, no picture. Truth be told, in 18, I started doubting. Did I make it? Seriously,
I would have never known talking with you.
So only because to win a championship, the football gods have got to be with you. Injuries have got to be limited. It takes so much. And so in 18, during the season, no one knew this. I was saying it to myself. Did I bite off more than I could chew? Because there were great men in 15, 16, 17 that I have no record of a team picture with them because we set this goal. And lo and behold, the good Lord was with us in 18. And if you remember, we were the #1 ranked team the beginning of the year because how we finished in 17, and we stayed #1 throughout the season through the final game with the championship game.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break and talk, and listen to Everguard Roofing's top 10 plays of the week. And
all right, still a top 10.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll get you back in that top 10.
All right.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Everguard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Then Addie Spratley, there she is. You called her name at the half.
Del Norte's defense very quick, very active with their hands,
And one beautiful hook shot for Hunt.
There's Lund. Lund will fire the J and rattle it home for a three. And that
Against Gonzalez, to be cognizant of the count. He sheds his defender, and the Rams finally score.
The Huskies go quick to Bishop.
Oh, what a move. Wow.
And she finally gets on the board here.
Cadenas Gallegos, the listed point guard and senior, will give that to Lopez once more and drains another one.
to Cordova. Neal open. Gomez will fire a corner three and get it. So Gomez. Drop step. Lund with the ball, double teams, powers up and scores. Just overpowers his man.
Skarsgård is face cutting to Chibi. Padron straight, and it's gone! Over the big fella! Padron right between.
You know they're going to throw it up high.
Here we go. They get it in. Feet tech for the win!
Just a lot, you know, we were down, what was it, 11, 10 at one point? And we got shoot out, but we came out with the win. We were playing hard. And I just want to say, let's go! Yeah!
Football Giants, and I want to congratulate all the fans, the organization, the players of the Nebraska Siege expansion football team for your incredible hire of the great Dominic Bramante as your coach. I love that guy. He's one of my best friends. He's a confidant. I seek advice from this guy and wisdom and consolation sometimes. I just want you to know he's a transformational leader, one of the greatest leaders and speakers I've ever known in my entire life, and a great football coach. He coaches with soul and spirit and belief. Players are going to love him. He's tough. He's demanding. He's going to ask a lot, but he's going to do it in a way that the players know that he loves them and cares about them. So congratulations on the hire of Dominic Bramante, who will attack the day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind, and nobody's got it better than the Nebraska Siege today. Congrats, everybody. And to you, Dominic, all the best, brother.
It was amazing. It was shocking. I didn't know he was going to do that.
And tell John that he made the Steve Davis show.
You got it. I will message him. I will message him.
Yeah, tell him it took a long time.
I'll say, Coach, you've made it. It's official. You've made it. You know.
And I don't know if you remember this or not, but he came into town and
I remember that. That's my boy.
Yeah, but we were at the game and he said actually. He probably doesn't remember, but he actually he stood there and talked to me for 10 or 15 minutes, and I became a John Harbaugh fan ever since. I mean,
that was the amazing thing. You know, John and I have had a relationship now for going on close to 30 years. And how I met John, we were doing, I was talking at a coaching clinic, and so was he. It was called a Cradle of Coaches Clinic. And I was speaker number 3. He was speaker number 4 at the time. I was the head football coach at Riverside Indian School in Anadarko, Oklahoma. He was the special teams coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. You know this about me. I like to talk. And so,
not at all.
Right? During my talk, you know, at a clinic talk, you get 42 minutes, 44 minutes, 45 at the most.
So well, after an hour and a half.
Right. No, after 42 minutes, I was only halfway through my talk. And announced to me, John was on deck, And the MC had to cut me off and say, Coach Harbaugh, and the audience, which was the Ohio High School Athletic Association coaches, were saying, no, we want more from Coach. We want more from him. And so the MC said to Coach Harbaugh, Coach, you want to give him a little bit more time? And Coach said, let him go, let him go. I remember him waving his hands. And I spoke for another 45 minutes. And so when I was done, I'm walking off, never met him before, didn't know who he was, to be honest with you, special teams coordinator. And I'm walking off, and he grabbed my form as he's being introduced, walking on. And he said, that's the greatest clinic talk I've ever heard. He said, what are you doing right now? And I said, nothing. He said, can you watch my talk? And then can we get something to eat afterwards? And he made a critical error when we went to go get something to eat. He gave me a cell phone number. And so an Indian from Oklahoma's got John Harbaugh's cell phone number. I used it. And we've been brothers ever since. And he's blessed me with every success that he's had. He's blessed me to be a part of it. And so for him to send that message, he was happy that I was getting back into coaching, getting back active, doing a thing that I love to do. He's re-energized because he's now the football coach of the New York Football Giants. And so it was symbiotic.
Well, his story with me was, of course, I'm in awe, Harbaugh and pro football coach.
Well, if you remember, his dad was there too.
Yeah,
Jack.
Yeah, and we, it was at the end of the team when you walked in, and you made a point for me to come meet him.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No, it was.
No doubt.
So I'm walking over and I'm going, what do I say to this guy? What I do? And I want to thank you because you had already informed him who I was.
Right.
And it was so easy. He would say, oh, yeah, you do this, and you've done this for Bramante and all that. And my conversation, I didn't have to talk because I was being praised so much for what Pro View had done for the Gladiators.
You really know what everybody that knows Coach Harbaugh knows. When you meet him for the first time, you think you've known him your whole life. That's how approachable, how humble, Coach is. And literally, I'll tell you one quick story, right? It was his first year of being a head coach in Baltimore. It was a game. I flew in for the game, team headquarters the night before the game. When the NFL stays in hotels, they're at the top floors. They have security checkpoints. You can't get to the top floors or anything. So he had to come down to come get me to bring me back upstairs.
Well, I'm sure they did.
And he comes down, and the hotel, the team, which was still the hotel as of 2025, his last season there, the team hotel on the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, he comes down, the elevator faces away from the lobby. So we talk, we greet, we're talking small talk before we go upstairs, and we drifted. And we drifted to where the elevators now exposed the lobby, and the fans saw him. Coach Harbaugh, Coach Harbaugh. Steve, the kind of man that he is, he went and shook everybody's. There was a couple of hundred fans there. Every one of their hands, there were fans giving him advice what to do with the team, and he was literally acting like he was listening to them. But he felt a need to make sure that he shook everybody's hands because he understood, as the position of an NFL head coach, he understood that when people met him, it was going to be important or a lifelong memory for that fan, and he wanted to be that person, and he still hasn't changed to this day.
I tell you, we're going to take another break and come back and talk about the Nebraska Siege.
All right.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We got Coach Dominic Bramante, New Mexico Siege, and kind of, hey, it's here, really. And I mean, it's football season is indoor football is right here, right now.
Right. You know, one of the things that I always remember, Steve, before we get into the Nebraska Siege, these ProView cameras, I'm always amazed on how it puts 200 pounds on me, these ProView cameras. So I don't know if these are the same cameras. I was hoping that I would come on and I'd look slimmer and trimmer, but, you know, I'm seeing myself in a monitor going, who these cameras? I remember those cameras. But that being said,
well, I have an answer for you, and it's not going to help your ego at all or anything like that. These are the state-of-art cameras. they don't lie. Okay. So,
okay, there you go. All right. So it's me. You know. So, but yeah, we're excited about myself and
Matt.
Matt.
Look at this physique. You know.
You know, I'm excited about going up to Grand Island. I'm excited about spending some time in Nebraska. Nebraska is the home of my tribe.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. I know that means a lot to you.
Right. Nebraska's homeland. I didn't realize this until inquiring about this job, that Nebraska is in Otoe, Missouri, which is my tribe, and it means flat river, land of the flat river. And so for me, it really is a great way to end my coaching career and to go to the homeland. You know, I grew up in North Jersey, an Italian-American neighborhood, and the Italians always wanted to go. Their bucket list was to go home, Italy, their motherland, to go home. And so for me, this is like going home, the motherland. And what a way to end my career. Now we just got to win.
Yeah, to tell you, it was meant to be. I mean, I think your life has been that, right? I mean,
it has been.
And I for what I've known, you know, for the last 10 or 15 years of knowing you, is that you really, that's important to you. It's got to be, because you've had opportunities to coach elsewhere. It's just if it didn't fit what. You know,
I've had opportunities to coach in a league, and I said no. People ask me, why would you coach indoor ball? And I said, because wherever I coach, I'm Coach Harbaugh. You know, if I go to the league, I'm a fly on the wall. You know, they're great coach, so many great coaches in the league. But indoor football, I'm Coach Harbaugh there, and that's important to me.
That's a good point, and that's true. I mean, it's
right.
You built it, and it's amazing how good Albuquerque's been to you. I mean, it's still people talk about you, and you got people that still have their picture on the wall that shows you about 200 pounds lighter. So.
Right. I told you in a pre-production meeting that, you know, the goal is to retire here. I love this community. This community is in my heart, is in my soul. It ruined, you might not think it, but it ruined how I eat, because I just fell in love with the New Mexican, dietary, programs, and when I'm not here, I miss this town. So when I come in periodically for the visits, it's like literally for me coming home. I just love this town. I love the culture of this town, the people of this town. It was just a natural fit for me, to the point our goal is, me and my wife's goal is to retire here.
Well, not only that, but it's like when I heard you, I called you and reached out, and said, hey man, I got to have you back on the Steve Davis show, because people were going to want to know about Nebraska, and all of a sudden, not nothing personal, but Nebraska's on the map now in New Mexico as far as the Grand Island.
Well, hopefully some of
I
our
went and
fans.
looked it up.
I want our fans to embrace indoor football here in Albuquerque. Because now we have a new football team here in Albuquerque, and I want the community to embrace it, and I want the indoor football new team to embrace our community. Because what we had with the Duke City Gladiators was magic with this community. The fan base that we have, what a thriving, emotional fan base that we had. That's, really when I first started falling in love with the community, because of the fan base of what we generated from 15 through 19. And it will always be with me. It will always stay with me. So the community will always be with me. It will be my number one stop. To this very day, my youngest son, Orion, says, Albuquerque's my town. Speaking of himself, Albuquerque's my town, he would call it. So Albuquerque, he looks at as his home, because he spent 6 years of his young life here.
No, it's just the land of enchantment. It's enchanted you, and it's inspiring to hear you speak so highly of Albuquerque.
People could say it's hard living here. It's hard living everywhere. It's hard living. You think it's easy in New York City. You think it's easy in LA. You think it's easy in Chicago. You think it's easy in any of these major towns, Philadelphia, Denver, any of them. It's not easy, But Albuquerque, for me, is easy, because it has everything. You want big city, it's got that. You want little city, it's like a message for Albuquerque. Mayor Keller, I'm putting it out there for your city, but it's got big city, it's got culture, it's got country, it's got everything that you would want is right here, and that's what I loved about this this city, and miss.
I'll tell you. It's been amazing, and it's been great for ProView Networks and what it's done. But the season, man, is right around the corner. We got like 1 minute left here, and kind of speak on when it starts and what.
We start late. Players don't report until May 14th. But our goal is to win. Now we got to earn the right to say win. We have to earn it to say that, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to work hard. We're going to do everything that we can do to recruit the best possible players that fit our culture, because we know we've got to go in and put the blood, sweat, and tears in to just even say we've got to earn the right to win. So we're not saying our goal is to win a championship. Our goal right now is to go 1-0. That's what our goal is. So we want to go a number of games 1-0. That's our goal every week, to go 1-0, because to earn the right to win, man, you got to put it in. And so that's what our goal is. Our goal is to bring our winning culture and mindset to the Nebraska Siege.
Well, Dominic, thanks for coming on, and it was inspiring. It's always great to see you. And,
always good to be here at the Steve Davis Show.
What a great morning it's been.
Thank you, brother.